Hi everybody, this is Rachel Alejandro. Keep watching Filipino Fridays on the Throga channel.
In the Philippines they are singing, voices of angels are ringing. From Gary V to Maury, every song is a wow. They hit the high notes and the low notes with Katrina and Buddha Code. There's SP19 and Miss Casey playing the trumpet with her mouth. They got the choirs like the Madrigals, Gigi and Maestro Ryan sing. So let's roll out the red carpet for Lonnie, Leon and Regine. Thank God it's Filipino Friday, where the malls are a concert hall. But if you're one of the 5, hit like and subscribe, 'cause a small percent is still time well spent. Oh, thank God it's Filipino Friday.
Magandang gabi, magandang umaga, everyone.
Magandang, everybody.
I have a little adrenaline rush going on.
Yeah.
I was trying to press the button, and I'm feeling like the shakes because, I don't know, Celeste Legaspi's in the waiting room right now. It's kind of freaking me out.
It's awesome.
It's so exciting.
It's so awesome.
We're
hyped up.
Absolutely. So today we have lots to get to. Let me bring all of you in our chat on screen after the titles go away. Hello. So this is part 2.
What's up, people?
For those of you who missed last week, we had Sarge Lacuesta, if I'm saying that right. I'm terrible at accents. For some reason, I always default to like an Italian thing. Lacuesta. Which is weird because I have German descent, but anyway, I do my best.
You do a great Italian accent. It's really something.
It's all I got.
Yep.
So last week, if you joined us, we saw several clips and songs with Miss Rachel Alejandro. And I wanted to do something right at the top of today's session because Rachel lost her father, which we have learned is just a legend in the Philippines, and he's been on our list for months, and unfortunately we haven't had a chance to get to him yet. So Hajji Alejandro, we wanted to start with the song of his today. So we asked Sarge and Celeste if they were cool with that. Of course they were. And I just want to point out, immediately, I was just thinking about this before we started, the fact that Rachel was here last week, knowing that her father is fighting cancer for several months, from my understanding.
Yeah, very
that awareness. The dedication to this film, the meaning, the purpose behind it, to be present with us on our little humble channel, just shows how important this film is, I think, to the entire team. And so we just want to say thank you to her as well.
It speaks, definitely speaks volumes to her. I mean, I've known her for a total of 2 hours, but even in that 2 hours, she's awesome. She's just so nice, so warm, and it felt very easy talking to her. It was really quite a pleasure. So yes, thank you for joining us that day.
We are going to listen to an uninterrupted song, which never happens on our channel. So we're going to listen to one of his most popular songs. It is called, if I can find it, it's a long one. It's Nakapagtataka, which according to Google Translate means something like amazing. Our guest will correct us if we're wrong. But let's start there. Welcome everybody. We've already got 222 people in the chat. Awesome to have you here. Please enjoy Hajji Alejandro. This will be our first time hearing him as well. I can find what I set up. Where did I put him? Here he is.
Walang tigil ang gulo sa aking pag-iisip. Mula nang tayo'y nagpasyang maghiwalay, nagpaalam pagkat hindi tayo bagay. Nakapagtataka, bakit ganito ang aking kapalaran? Di ba't ilang ulit ka nang nagpaalam, at bawat paalam ay puno ng iyakan? Nakapagtataka, nakapagtataka. Isa, wala na bang nananatiling pag-asa? Nakapagtataka, saan na napunta? Hindi ka ba napapagod? O di kaya nagsasawa sa ating mga tampuhan? Walang hanggang katapusan. Wala nang maibubuga, wala na akong maramdaman.
Hindi kaya nagsasawa sa ating mga tampuhan, walang hanggang katapusan.
Na kahit ng mga luha, damdamin at puso'y tigang, wala nang maibubuga, wala na akong maramdaman. Kung tunay tayong nagmamahalan, ba't di tayo magkasunduan?
Wow.
Yeah. Beautiful.
I don't know him. Even I was getting teary-eyed in that a little bit. It was just
Well-
knowing that distant connection, that we all have with music and with people, and knowing Rachel for, like you said, 2 hours. It's just,
Yeah. You just get a sense of a person, though. I mean, and it's she's awesome, and you get a sense of somebody through their voice as well. And he seems like
yes.
he was a great person too. And and music will always live on, and it's so amazing to be immortalized in that way.
Mhm.
Because I mean, his soul is coming out in that, so that will live on, and that's amazing to have that.
And we will take a closer look because I couldn't help but I can't turn my vocal coach brain off. I'm just like, ooh, the dynamics. Ooh, interesting vibrato. Ooh, he had a grit there. Ooh, I like the way. So we're going to nerd out in the future with Hajji's voice. So don't fret about that. We'll definitely return there.
Right. Which, by the way, do you hear the similarities a little bit? Hearing Rachel's voice last week, and then there's definitely some some connective something happening there.
I'm just glad my daughter got her mom's inherent vocal skills and not mine. I mean, it's nurtured with both, but
it's definitely both. Yeah, it's definitely both.
Oh my goodness. Well, before we bring Sarge and Celeste in,
yes, if you haven't already, please hit like and subscribe and ring that bell so you always know what's going on here at the Throga channel.
Also, please be sure to click on the link below where you can buy us a coffee, help support this page and reactions just like this. Even consider becoming a Thronely member that gives you exclusive access to our Sunday shorts, Thronely only events, and all sorts of other perks. That is lots of fun. And especially with our Diamond members, getting to know them, spending time with them on Zoom every month, like interacting, is probably one of my favorite things.
Yeah, we're friends now. It's awesome. It's like we have this new group of friends.
Actually, very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right, I am going to bring in Sarge Lacuesta and Celeste Legaspi. Please forgive me.
Oh my goodness.
Please forgive me. Hello. Oh no, I've got them on mute. Wait, how do I unmute them? And unmuted. Welcome to the show.
Yes, welcome.
Hi guys. Hi again.
Thank you. Hello everyone. Thank you.
Salamat Celeste for being here and being a part of this journey that we're on.
Words do you know? What other Filipino words do you know?
Well, we've been learning for a solid 13 weeks, so we're kind of pros.
Okay. Congratulations. It's very good.
We're trying. It's a lot of fun.
I just gotta say that that song you chose from Hajji, Rachel actually
has a version of that.
It first. Jim Paredes, another musical legend, composed that. Correct? Celeste, if I'm not mistaken. It was Jim Paredes who composed that.
Yes,
Celeste has a version of that.
As a matter of fact, I have a version of that too.
Oh,
And
Jim, I didn't know that. Wow.
Jim made an intro verse to go with my my version.
And Jim is from APO Hiking Society, correct?
Yep.
Apo Hiking Society.
Apo, yeah. Yes, Apo.
There's a direct line from our deep musical history to where we are now, to this very cast actually, to Celeste. No? Hajji was, I think, the youngest member of the circus band back in the 70s.
Okay.
The circus band actually was the start of what we call the Manila sound. No? Very lush, very orchestrated. You know, there's a lot of changes, very frisky bass line.
I'll correct you there, Sarge. It's not the Apo that was the start of the Manila sound.
No. I was talking about the circus band. No, the circus
The
band.
circus band. I'm sorry. It's not the circus band either. It's not the circus
Wow.
band either.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really the hot dog band.
Oh, it was Hot Dog that started
Yes,
it before
yes.
the circus band.
And I don't know if they've heard about the hot dog band, but they really started the sound.
The Hot Dog Band wrote this. There's a song called Manila.
Okay.
I'm sure you know it.
We don't know
Manila,
that one yet. We
Manila.
haven't reacted to
On
to
coming
Hot
back
Dog.
to Manila. It's told from the point of view of a person from Manila, a Pinoy guy who comes home and says, I walked the streets of San Francisco, saw the rats in Disneyland, made it to the girls in Sydney, and comes home and finds
Was it the
love.
rats in Disneyland? Isn't it the
Yes.
rides in Disneyland?
We
Did you
always
read
sang it as Disneyland because we thought he was talking about Mickey Mouse. And my generation
I gotta hear this song.
on the sound. So we always sang it like rats in Disneyland. So when I went to Disneyland, it was like, Mickey Mouse doesn't look like a rat. So we're like, the rat. Is it the rides in Disneyland, Celeste?
Rides in Disneyland. goodness, Sarge.
And maybe that's the Celeste version. They
anyway,
made
Is this
for
it?
you.
there,
That's
there,
it.
that's
All right, we need
that's it.
we need to hear a clip of this.
Manila.
We
You should
do.
hear
We
it.
do.
All right, yeah, hold up. By the
You should
way,
hear it.
this is my favorite episode ever. Johnny and I just
rats.
hearing you guys go, oh, this is awesome.
Yeah, just go
Celeste
for it.
said this is the start of Manila Sound, and it's indescribable and it's very distinct. And
Okay,
uh,
all right, let's
Celeste
check
is
this
one of
out.
the heroes.
Let's at least do like a verse chorus here.
Yeah.
Maraming beses na kitang nilayasan, iniwanan at ibang pinuntahan. Parang babaeng ang hirap talagang malimutan. Ikaw lamang ang aking laging pinabalikan.
Touch of jazz in there.
Manila, I keep coming back to Manila.
Yes.
Simply ain't no place like Manila. Manila, I'm coming home. I walk the streets of San Francisco. I tried to ride in
Right.
Disneyland. Paid a million.
Hold on. Let me hear that again.
Streets of San Francisco.
It does better with rap.
Hold on.
I tried to ride in Disneyland. Dated a million girls in Sydney. Somehow I feel like I don't belong.
All right, we'll return to this song. That's great.
I take the down San Francisco. The rats of Disney. The rats.
Makes more sense.
It really does.
How many cover songs have we done, Richard, over the years where we completely got the lyrics
Oh my
totally
goodness.
wrong?
Like, there's
Just
no
then
count.
you read them later, like, my goodness.
No one
But
seems to
Celeste
care.
and I have this as co-producers. We have this dynamic. Whatever Celeste says is correct. we're
Fair
we're
enough.
sitting in the sound studio. We're sitting in the editing studio, and I'm just sitting there and wondering what to do with something. And Celeste says something. Yeah, that's what we do.
So,
No,
as
I wanted to add that Hajji, Alejandro, because you notice that the Manila song of the hot dog band, they were using Filipino and then they go into English, which is called Taglish, and
Taglish, yes.
Hajji, yeah, and that was distinctive of the Manila sound. And Hajji also made one song or two of that sort. So he was also a part of the Manila sound, the beginning of Manila.
amazing.
Yeah.
And you should say also, Celeste, that there was such a warm goodbye to Hajji at the,
Oh,
they
yes.
gathered, and all the original, people who started Manila Sound were there. The people who
Yes.
sang with him, who played with him, they
Yeah.
were all there. And
We were all
Celeste
there.
was such a it was
Basti,
such a
Leah,
fantastic
and
moment. Yeah, imagining all these pillars of Philippine music,
that
and this
was,
is
that was so it
the
was
name.
so painful. It was very sad. It was
Well,
very
of course, yeah. That I
sad because he's really a colleague. We were really working together. We started together. We did a lot of shows together, and he's gone. So it's very sad.
Of course.
Yeah.
And just on that note, while I'm thinking of it, just let everybody watching know that we will be reacting to more of Hajji Nora as well. We've got a lot of requests for her as well, of course.
And before her, Pilita also.
Palita.
passed
So we are doing next week. We are doing a full hour and a half dedication to Palita, and that does include. We found some old performances of Celeste with Palita that we will be checking out next week as well.
Amazing.
If you, after this live stream is done, in the comments, if there are songs specifically you're interested for our Palita special next week, please let us know. So just going to throw that out there. Okay. Transitioning to Song of the Fireflies. Sarge, obviously we're just referring to Celeste as one of the producers, or if not the producer, I don't know how that. Could you talk us through real quick that relationship? I know, Sarge, you were asked to write, and I assume Celeste was part of that request, or maybe
Celeste
she
is
didn't
part.
want you at all, and Rachel convinced her of that. We don't know.
My
Celeste is part of the original production group. That's a Culture Team
yes.
Productions that produced the
Yes,
movie. They
yes.
asked me to write it.
The one before Song of the Fireflies is the movie Ang Larawan, which is the portrait,
Okay.
and that came from years of our producing original Filipino musicals and on
Right.
stage. That
Mhm.
that began in 1987, and we produced about 6 or 7 titles, and then in 2015 we finally put one on film, and that was Ang Larawan, which is based on the work of one of our national artists for literature, Nick Joaquin, which is Portrait of the Artist as Filipino.
Okay.
And then we made that into a musical, and then we made that into a film. And I was the producer with Girly Rodis and Rachel Alejandro. And Song of the Fireflies is our second film. And we invited Sarge to write the script, the screenplay for Song of the Fireflies. My daughter suggested that we use Sarge. Sarge was her
Ah,
friend. Yeah. So and then and then we finally realized that Sarge would make a great co-producer, and that's how we all became producers of this film.
well, part of being a great producer is knowing who to entrust your vision to, and it's a significant part. And
Absolutely.
you
That's
chose
that,
wisely. I mean, we were just blown away by this, the song, the writing, and of course the casting, everything that you guys did together.
Mhm.
So
thank you.
impressive, and we're honored to share some of these clips with our viewers, of course. And with that being said, the first clip we're going to watch is this is Morissette's character, Miss Alma, training the choir. So let's watch this, and then maybe you can tell us a little bit about the scene as well.
Yes.
Sure, baby? Jackie?
Ako'y pabaring alindahaw sa huyo-huy kiano-danon nangitag
I love these two.
sa tanaman sa mga kabutakan.
Sabay-sabay, everybody. And aroy, 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 aroy. Tansa, tansa. Naamay wala sa tono. Katong part nga, aroy, aroy. Iigo to ninyo, ha? Aroy, aroy. O, usa pa ka. Sugod sa aroy, aroy. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and aroy, 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 aroy. Tansa. Dili man ni madala. Ha, usa pa taga sa sugod, ha? O, from the top. 1.
Oh, this scene
I love this scene.
gets me every time.
Shh, no spoiler.
Sorry.
Ofe, anong ginagawa mo dito?
Ma'am, sorry dyan mo ganilo. Kibaw ko na nakamatikod ka. Nga dili ko kaabot sa Mawa na dyan mo ka sa akong mga kaubang ko
May isang linggo pa naman. Kaya naman siguro.
Ma'am,
Kasabot ko. Salamat. Alam mo, bata-bata mo pa. Ang layo pa ng mararating mo. Basta pag ready ka nang bumalik, balik ka, ha? Huwag kang aatras, huwag kang lilingan. Mahal ka ni Ma'am Alma. Sa ko, babe.
Ah,
I know. So now he was one of the kids in the choir, right? Not necessarily the Jackie
She's
and
an
Bert
actual choir kid. She's an actual
Okay.
kid from the
Well,
acting choir.
She's an actual kid from the choir.
That's crazy.
Yes.
I mean, her timing and just her delivery and everything, the shyness, the tippiness, the delivery, and then
Yes.
of course Morissette's acting with the warmth and just the comforting nature. I do have to say, I found it humorous that in the moments that Maury was, pointing out that, oh, you're out of key, then gave an example of being out of key, it still sounded great.
Right.
But now, was this song? Who was this written by? Was this
That is a traditional. That is a traditional Filipino.
okay?
Yeah.
So it is. Oh, here's the title. I was
That's,
trying to.
I am a
that's
Alindahaw
bring-
means rain in Bisaya, no? Like I'm a little raindrop. But actually, the original lyrics, this is another case of misheard lyrics. No, it was originally Alindanaw, which means, and we chose it for that because it originally means Alindanaw, which means grasshopper, no? A little grasshopper, which is also
did that-
sort of likened to firefly. No, I'm a little firefly. I'm a little insect.
Oh, that's perfect.
Living among the flowers. So that's how it starts. No? Nobody's gonna ever get that, but
Yeah, they have to hear you say that. I don't
Yeah.
even know that. Sarge. I didn't know it's about a grasshopper.
yeah, nobody listens to me at meetings. So I said it like five times, but I just nobody. But it's there. But seriously, no. But seriously, all those songs are really meant to mean something, and they really do mean something to the choir and mean something to Filipino culture. Some of the songs might be
Yes.
Filipino, but might be in Tagalog, but everybody knows it across the nation. Some of them
Yes.
might also be in Bisaya or another Filipino language, but everybody
And
knows it. So it's part of
we
the
still
culture.
know that across the nation.
still know
That's
that.
correct.
Well, the song selection has to be.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how you even came to. I mean, obviously you selected this perfect, but you have just this endless Rolodex of choices to choose from.
To be very honest, we had to be very careful to choose traditional folk songs that that were already what do you call that? We don't have to pay
Royalty.
public,
Royalty free.
royalties for because they were already what do you call that, Sarge?
in the public
Um,
domain. They were in the
in
public
the public
domain.
domain.
Mhm.
They're that old. They're that old. And we had Krina Kayabyab to thank for that. Our music director, the daughter of Ryan. She chose those songs for us.
In the United
And
States,
arranged them as well.
States, it has to be 50 years after
Yes.
the last writer passed.
Passes away.
Yeah, so it's the
Yes.
same. Okay.
This
Yes,
is
that's a
true. This is-
challenge.
And it
But the
and, it,
interesting-
and we're very lucky that they were beautiful songs, and
Yeah.
that they meant a lot also to the scene,
Mhm.
to the moment, to the poem. We were very lucky to be
The
able to do that.
interesting thing about Filipino music and Filipino culture is that these traditional songs, they really make up part of our history. More Filipinos know our traditional songs than any other traditional art form, for example. So they're familiar
Wow.
with all these songs. These melodies are very basic and familiar to them, so much so that the choir, these are choir staples as well. No, Krina revised some of the
Yeah.
arrangements, but we really are, we're really a people bound by these songs. Everybody knows
Yeah.
Pobreng Alin. Everybody knows these songs. No?
That's true. That's true.
And
And I think
um,
that speaks to just just one part of the reason why Filipino singers are so good at what they do. And we're raised with Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. We've got like very traditional intervals and there's no modulations. There's very little complexity mixed in.
Right.
So to be household songs that everybody knows deep into the culture that has value in the lyric and
Yeah.
the melody, I think is just another thread of why there's just something
Yeah.
always so special there.
Yeah.
also
It seems
because
Okay.
our history is rooted in oral tradition rather than written tradition. Our cultures and our original cultures, pre-colonial cultures, are rooted in oral tradition, and music is part of that. Singing songs instead of writing books, for example, or writing things. We sang
good
songs to
point.
each other, And this is also why women, no, with their beautiful voices and the feminine lilt of the songs, the feminine sensibilities of the songs, are the pillars of our household. No, we look up to women. No,
That's
and that's how the production happened. Also, it's a production run by women, and that's why it succeeded. I'd like to think.
well, listen, rest of the world, because it's working.
Right.
Let's learn from that.
Yes. No, just I thought those songs really played well with the scene and the story as well. Just in their simplicity, almost like they have sort of a building block quality to it. Almost like an exercise. I don't like that sound. It's got that
Yeah.
traditional sound. I feel like it's good for we're still learning until we get to
Yeah. That sort of elementary. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So before
Yes, Dragonfly. I did on that. Yeah, Dragonfly also. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're actually going to move on to a next scene that stems very much into what we're talking about. But before I show that, Johnny, can you please shout out to our coffee buyers?
Yes, they've been aplenty.
I've got a super chat from Chris. Thank you so much for that. Greatly appreciated.
Yep. Start out with Benny Lindo, who bought us 5 coffees. He says,
Benny.
shout out from Queens, New York. Great start on Friday morning. Wifey says hello. Hello. And
Salamat
Lati
sa
Lover
pagkape, Benny.
coming in big with 40 coffees. It's amazing. She says, thank you for joining us, Celeste. And welcome back, Sarge. I am flying to Houston to see this film at World Fest next week, which is awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
That's
Yeah, she is
awesome.
one of
She
our
lives in
top
the
supporters.
Bay Area, so that's awesome.
Oh, wow.
And then Francesca, everyone knows Francesca. 20 coffees, thank you so much. And she says, what a great start to the day. Good morning, Richard, Johnny, Sarge, and Celeste.
Salamat.
Morning.
Oh my goodness.
Zach.
Greatly appreciate that. Zeka, yes.
Before I forget, I wanted to point out that the scene showing Alma, Mori as Alma, teaching the children, we experienced that ourselves when we went to Bohol, to Loboc, to to film the scenes and to get more information about how the Loboc Children's Choir was being formed by Alma. And the thing that I noticed with Alma was that she was teaching them how to sing softly. That, because it's a choir, there are so many voices, the tendency is to be loud. So she was teaching them how to sing softly. And I thought that was very important. That here is a group and they can sing softly because they're listening to each other, and their dynamic is not only volume but also feeling each other. And I thought that was the strength of the choir. That's why they're very good, because they
And
know how to.
in learning last week that this, the no auditions, no cuts, to have that destination coming from just anybody who in their heart wants to be a part of it is just beautiful.
Yes.
And that scene really brings that idea home. It really grounds it, that idea that everyone's included, and just the warmth of Alma as well.
There's another scene, I don't know if you're showing it, but Alma is teaching them how to sing Ave Maria, and there she really brings them through the intricacies of the song, and how to listen to each other and how to understand where and this is really the scene that Sarge and I agreed that this is where we are going to show our fireflies, because this is when the choir is singing beautifully. Now they're coming together and they're singing beautifully, and in the movie you will this is when we introduce the fireflies. And I thought Sarge and I did a very good job that day.
Thank you.
Yes, you did.
It's very weird to be, a fan of Celeste and suddenly be sitting with her in the editing room or in the sound room, and it's
What an experience.
It's such a pleasure working with.
Well,
I
Yeah,
idolize this.
he enjoyed my teasing him a lot, and telling him that no, you can't do that. What are you talking about?
It's okay. Celeste brought a lot of snacks. Celeste brought the snacks, so it kind of shut me up. Because I'm
Eat
eating the
this.
snacks. I can't say anything because I'm eating her snacks.
You cannot deny, Sarge, that you wanted to cut short that scene of remember
I was
you
gonna
said
say that.
so melodramatic, and we all said, what? No, you're not gonna cut shorter scene.
I was like on this kind of mini rampage, and when we saw that scene where that kid was gonna quit the choir. I'm saying, let's take out that scene, and everyone's saying we are not gonna take that scene out.
Well, I'm glad they overruled you on that one.
Yeah.
Overruled me, and I for a moment I had lost my that sort of cuteness and compassion gene inside me. And I realized I had some of it left. I realized she is a cute girl, and yeah, this scene is gonna work.
Yeah.
Maybe it was my childhood trauma speaking to me, right?
Teresa, Filipinos join meetings for the snacks.
The first thing, nobody wants to come to the meetings until somebody says, "What kind of snacks do you want?" Everybody goes, everybody puts up a poll, right?
Well, what was your favorite snack? What was your favorite snack?
My favorite snack that Celeste is always traveling, right? So one day she would bring like these exotic Japanese snacks. I'd finish it all. I'd come in. She'd order like Mexican food. I'd eat the Mexican food. Next time around, I'd bring my wife and my kid because Celeste is gonna bring snacks. So they're all coming along. She's really it's
That's fantastic.
The production set and the editing set. That's her kitchen. That's her kitchen.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That's amazing.
No, but she's really. Can you imagine? And she's no. She has been the soul of original Filipino music for so long, and still. So
we've only begun to discover her. I mean, we know she can sing. Like we've reacted to 2 songs, and we were like, oh. So we have a lot more.
Poetically written. I mean, her songs are among the most poetically written.
Oh, yeah.
Because her husband is such a gifted songwriter as well, who wrote songs for her, and they're so poetically written. Yeah. I just want to say,
amazing. All right, on to another scene. This is, I'm told, one of Celeste's favorite scenes. This is a little bit later in the film from what we just saw. This is basically it's a house party, so everybody's dancing and going to what we were just talking about. There's just being music in the household and everything. So let's check this out. Snacks. It's a full marching band in a family room.
And look at the old lady. I love it.
This is real. This is real.
It's really part of their tradition. They always do it.
It's amazing.
I love how the house is lower than the women. I love that scene.
I love that scene too. Yeah.
Beautiful. Oh, I want to, and even this transition. Hold on. I love this transition. So here's the Ave Maria scene you were talking about.
You know, her husband was listening to the basketball game.
Oh, is that what was?
That was a basketball game, but because they were singing so well, he decides to listen to them.
Oh, okay.
Well, in terms of filmmaking, that transition from that the party, the dance, the energy that's there, and then moving to that, just the dynamics that's there is just just moves you in such a way. And it also implies in half a second, this is an all-day thing, which is just for us in our society just doesn't happen.
Right.
It's incredible.
It's kind of slow living. Kind of slow living.
Loboc is a...
Oh no, Celeste froze.
It's okay.
Oh, okay. I think she's coming back.
You're back, Celeste.
Am I back? I was saying that Loboc is a town full of music. So that kind of a happening, a full band in a house, and this is a song that they've always been doing through the years of their lives. They've always been doing that, and this is a dance that they're always doing, and it was wonderful that we were able to document it for the film. I thought it was a magical moment for us. That's why it's my favorite scene. And then, as you pointed out,
spontaneous because it is spontaneous. No, yeah,
no, it was
quite
staged. It was
put
put together.
Those things happen because those things spontaneously actually happen.
Yes,
right.
Yeah.
Yes.
But it was put together for our film, for our shooting. But
Celeste was mentioning earlier, that the
Yes, go
you know, look at the architecture of the scene and how the blocking is. The boy is always lower than the girl.
Yes,
That is a
yes.
traditional Filipino posture for dance.
Yes,
The boy
correct.
is going lower than the girl. Paying tribute
Johnny's 6'4". How does he do that? You'd have to be crawling.
With
In your next film, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
I just get a 7-foot woman. It's so easy.
It's so
Yeah, no,
lovely.
I just want to. Oh, go ahead, Celeste.
I was just saying it was so lovely to see all the men, all of this, the boys and the men, knowing their position, their right position in life.
Love it.
Yeah, no, I just love those moments, those sort of pure film moments where there's no dialogue, but it just roots you in just being in the film. It just inserts you in that culture and in that land. And Francesca, who saw the film, she wrote a note to Richard and said, after watching it, she just said you did such a great job in transporting her back into being there, because she's from the Philippines, and the authenticity of it was just so good. She just felt like she was back home again. So that's an amazing thing.
What a compliment.
A couple other comments from last week. So because I don't know if you saw these, Sarge. Just a few that stood out. Latte Lover, who mentioned she's going to be flying to Houston on May 1st. So we're thank you again for your coffees and for supporting the film in person. I know she's coming with some other people as well. Morissette GP says, it's an awesome podcast when you didn't notice it's already 2 hours. Thank you so much. I can't wait to go back to the Philippines and watch this movie on June 25th. Thanks to Sarge and Rachel for coming. Maury's just adorable. Jay Varquez says, thanks for featuring this. I'm a native of Loboc town in Bohol, Philippines, and our Loboc Children's Choir is our pride and joy. Aha, I see says, my cheeks hurt from smiling. My neck hurts from nodding throughout the entire podcast. And Bran and Dakitis, if I'm saying your name right, we see him in the chat all the time, says, I had no idea who Sarge was, but after today, I'm a huge fan. He is brilliant. I will need to look up his work. So, yeah, awesome. A lot of amazing feedback. So,
thanks so much. Thanks so much, my friend. That was, I think that was my son on a burner account.
Slip him $5.
Yeah. That was why the internet was dodgy last time. He was like playing Minecraft or something, but now he's behaving.
Oh my goodness. And my Lou also asked when Sarge and Johnny are going to collab on a song, so we're going to manifest that idea as well.
I'm down. All
right, so this next scene is this is such a good scene. All right, so this is Maury, where the kids are distracting her. So we don't want to put too much of the film giveaways that's happening there, but this is such a great piece. So let's look at this. By the way, the Alitaptap, the song the featured song from the film. I know a lot of you asked about that in the chat. We are going to watch that today as well. That's going to be our closer. All right, so back to this scene.
Ma'am, abangan ka na ko. Si Jackie kay ga-vocalize pa sa taas. Ilisad ko ganan nga sa mukon siya.
Ha? Teka, kailangan pahingahin
Sige,
muna
ako
niya.
na po. Concentrate muna tayo dito.
Buboy, asan yung body mo?
Nandun po sa taas, nagpo-vocalize.
Teka lang, bakit hindi niyo kasama yung mga body niyo? Mapuntahan nga.
Ma'am, breathing exercise po muna tayo. Ako rin po, kailangan ko mag-practice.
She knows something's up. So, let me pause here because we're gonna watch this next scene as well. So, basically, the buddies, each of the kids had a buddy that they were supposed to be with. So that's the idea of the song, and that two of them were missing, and so just the acting. I love the kids, their interaction. And what's the boy's name with the glasses? I think he's Johnny and mine's favorite.
Actually, both those two, they both stand out
just
to me.
great.
I love them. Yeah.
Buboy.
Buboy is an actual Loboc Children's Choir member.
Yeah.
Both of them are actually.
Both of them, yeah. Both of them.
It's
Both
just-
of them. They're
and
just
they're-
completely
They're fascinating actors. They're so good.
Yes.
They're so cute. They're so
Good.
cute.
I mean that casting, the way you guys did this to pull from the actual members, magically it added, I think, just even more of an organic realism to the entire experience of the film.
It did.
Yeah.
It did.
I think it also added a lot of sort of heart to the film, especially when we showed it to the choir itself. We had the opportunity
Yes.
to show it to the choir when they were in Manila, and opportunity to show it in Bohol, no, in Loboc
Yeah.
actually, no, as a sort of homecoming for the film, a little homecoming, and to have your own choir play in a movie, play themselves in a movie, and to watch them really is a very different feeling. You can't replicate that. You can't make that up. It's an authentic feeling, and it's
Right.
art.
I have to add, though, that in fairness, it was our director who
Yeah.
picked
Absolutely.
out the children from the choir and got them to be comfortable enough to just act so well.
Amazing.
So that's
Speaks
kudos
to
our
King's
director.
work. Yeah.
King Palisok's eye for all those little details and all those little
Yes,
quirks and nuances of character. That's him. That's him.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
All right,
No,
so
I just love that scene. It provides that necessary levity to it. It's the whole film's like a drama, so it's a very serious tone, and then that moment's just great. And I love that they didn't snitch on them. That was the young ones. I love that.
It's called bro code, man. It's called bro code.
Bro code, exactly.
Bro
You never
code.
snitch.
Yeah.
So we're going to jump to the car scene right here, and this is
Okay.
another favorite, and this is just so mood orientated here. So let's. Ooh, you're on the wrong scene here.
Ano ba tayo talaga? Sabihin mo lang.
Who's singing this?
That's
Jazz
jazz.
Nicolas is singing that. He's a more
And he wrote
contemporary
that. He
musicalist.
composed that too.
Oh, so he
composed
composed and wrote
that
this.
melody.
Okay.
That song. Jazz Nicolas is a member of a band called Itchy Worms. I'm sure there are a
Yeah.
lot of Itchy Worms fans on your channel.
Itchy
They were
Worms.
a band that.
It's another one we have to
they were
check out.
Yeah.
Yeah, Itchy Worms.
Hot dog and
they
itchy
were part
worms.
of-
Check them out.
You do, yeah. I had no, but they were famous. They came out in the 1990s and are still very strong. Jazz Nicolas and the writer of that song, because it's very romantic, and it's very ano ba tayo talaga means what are
Who
we
wrote
really?
And who wrote the lyrics, Sarge?
My wife wrote the lyrics. Muki
Yeah.
Katigbak Lacuesta, who is a poet, who's a poet, wrote the
Amazing.
lyrics. Yeah. Yeah,
That's
so
awesome.
I love her work. Her work is fabulous.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
she'd love to hear that. She would love
So
to
I
hear
backed
that.
it up so we could watch the whole scene uninterrupted. But I heard the voice I didn't know, so I had to ask. So here we go again.
Ano ba tayo talaga? Sabihin mo lang. Para ang damdamin ko'y hindi na mangamba.
Nice.
Ano ba tayo talaga? Sabihin mo na.
Going
Na
for
puso kong
an 80s sound.
muli
November 5.
umayos na.
So that's a real sound,
Go ahead.
you know, electric piano, very mellow, and you have a laid back voice, a very singable melody. That's like right after, or like right alongside, or right after Manila Sound. I think Celeste, you would know. No, but there was a whole slew of ballads that happened then.
Yeah,
Celeste is
yeah,
laughing
yeah.
at me because she's gonna correct me in a few seconds. Yeah.
And several male singers,
Yeah.
Filipino male singers, one after the other with beautiful gravelly voices and
Yeah.
yeah.
No, it's got
But
a
I'm
classic melody too. That.
Dude.
Oh, sorry. Say that one more time.
I said maybe you haven't heard their voices yet, like Nonoy Zuniga, Rick Sigreto,
Rick Segreto,
Basil
yeah.
Valdez, those
Yeah.
were the voices of that Rico J.
We did a
And
couple. Yep.
we were trying to capture that moment for this scene. In particular, we were trying to get a Rick Sigreto feel. So he's
Yeah.
an 80s singer, a male 80s singer, and he's still being played today. He has a lot of fans today. I
that.
mean, he passed away like late 80s, but
Yeah.
his music is still being played today. It's a great favorite. So we wanted to capture that mood of the 80s with this particular moment.
And it's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
date
that-
music.
Right
It's
there.
date music, Celeste, no?
Yeah, it's
Whenever you
music.
had a date, back in the 80s and the 90s until now, like you'd put on a Rick Sigreto album, and he'd be crooning, and you could sing along to him, and like have your own little Rick Sigreto moment. But that was a real part of my childhood. That's a real part of my childhood. Muki, my wife, who is 10 years younger than me, I mean, like, sang all the Rick Segreto songs in his childhood, sang all the Celeste Legaspi songs in her childhood. I mean, that was the childhood in the 80s and 90s. That was our childhood.
Amazing.
Glued to the radio, listening for that song to come around again. Because you could never catch it, right? To come
Those were the
around
days.
again.
Those
those
were
are
the
the-
days. Yes.
Yeah.
Johnny, what were you going to say in regards to
Oh,
the
I
song?
love that hook. I mean, I was the throwback. I mean, it's just got such a classic
Yeah.
sound. I know, beautiful. I mean, I would have swore that was like a hit.
Yeah.
It's
And-
like,
and-
make a
that
hit
moment
song,
in time.
right? Make a hit song. All right, these are the chords.
Yeah, right.
There you go.
Well, in
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
in what King captured there, or the team too, was that it's like the silent tension, and
Yes.
nothing feels that better than the right song choice. It's just I've been in
Oh,
that
yeah.
situation. You're in the car with somebody, the right song comes on, you start reflecting. It's like all of that was captured in that 30 seconds.
Yeah,
It was
for sure.
really well
for
done.
Sure.
It's a little puberty love triangle. You never
Yeah,
forget.
exactly.
And don't pretend you never had them, guys.
Ex-
Yeah.
Oh, we did.
oh my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, before we go on to the next scene, it's that time, guys. It's Throgalog time.
Right.
And today we have, I've got the wrong person there. Celeste, well, I'll be happily look at her the whole time. But
Exactly.
Sarge is the
That's-
one. You know what? Sarge, you talk. We're just going to look at Celeste.
What is Throgalog?
Johnny, I'll let you explain it. Let me change the scene here.
So that is Throgalog is our attempt to learn Tagalog. So it's our
Okay.
yes, it's our very messed up version of your wonderful language. So we're trying our best, though.
In our defense, our subscribers came up with that word. We're definitely not mocking it.
Yes.
Okay, so Sarge, you sent us this. Let me pull this in. Oh, that's really long. Okay, I'll attempt at saying it first. See if I can say this right. We are of one light, and we will together rise.
Wow,
so I got the top part.
Perfect.
You're
Really
welcome.
Perfect score.
Johnny, you do the bottom part.
All right. Lisa ang ating liwanag at sabay tayong babangon.
All right, I will
Iisa,
try.
letter I, so that's iisa.
Oh, so it's a capital I. Okay, so isa ang
Oh, isa. Okay.
yeah. Isa ang ating liwanag at, which is and. I know that's the only word I know in the sentence. Sabay tayong babangon.
Babangon.
Babangon. Oh, the ng.
Yeah,
Babangon.
NG, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah,
this is
okay.
from the song we're going to hear just in a little bit, right? This is. Can you tell us the significance of this selected line here?
I think this line is the last song of the choir song at the end of the movie, and actually, the end of the movie is not what you expect. I mean, you don't. I hate to do any spoilers, but
Yeah. No.
really describes the kids themselves and the kids as fireflies because they liken themselves to the little lights of the fireflies. In the end, they're really like sparkling together and shining together and rising together. And it's also a nationalist message, and there's a nation building message to that. No, we as a developing country, no, we are always looking forward to that day when we all rise together in unity and or in song, as it were, and shine. And I think we're doing that. No, we're always quite hopeful about it. The fact that we made a movie, about a small choir from a small town in the province, making it, nationally and in the world. Just
Yeah, you said they're
speaks to
touring
us.
still, right? They're
They're
Yes,
constant
yes.
touring.
Mhm.
They're constant touring, and it speaks a lot to us. Just waiting for that opportunity to come together and to rise as a nation, and we're still doing it. One song at a time, if you will. No.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we wanted
Way to
that
do it.
song to mean a lot of things, and Celeste and I really see eye to eye on the many different levels of meaning that song has, and in that sense, we also paid respect to our musical history. I mean, you saw earlier how Hot Dog and Hajji Alejandro and Itchy Worms and the 80s sound Rick Segreto. Those
Title.
that's one thread of music. It's one musical thread, and it's
Right,
not like
right.
jointed at all. It's so connected. So if you look at the choir, that's somehow connected to Manila Sound, literally connected because Celeste herself produced the movie. You can see that deep connection is like nothing else in our art. It's a
Yes.
musical connection. There's nothing else like it.
Yeah.
It's incredible what you guys captured. And we're
Absolutely.
hoping, Johnny and I plan to visit the Philippines. We're hoping next year is the year.
Oh, great.
And
That's
we
fantastic.
and
We would
this
love to have-
is there's just as this film has shown that we have another location we need to visit. Obviously Manila is the obvious thing, but then we've got specific places like there's the cafe and the Cozy Cove and like all these places we want to visit, the malls. We can
Yep.
just spend the whole 2 weeks there and hear everybody saying,
Or the karaoke
Just
bars.
gotta work
yeah.
on your Throgalog, man.
yeah, oh, we have a long ways to go.
I gotta get used to the double I's. I still gotta get
Yeah,
used
that
to
double
Isa, Isa. Well,
I have to correct your pronunciation.
please.
Sarge is very kind. It's iisa.
Yes.
Accent there.
Iisa.
Okay.
Liwanag. cannot be iisa, isa, iisa.
So, iisa
Iisa.
ang ating
Correct.
liwanag.
The I. Iwana.
Yeah, the I. Yeah, because
Iwana. Yes. I know. It's.
that's. So we'll work on this. I did practice last week. Rachel taught us the line: "Just sing, sing,
Umawit
breathe,
ka.
and be free." Yeah, bastit
Yeah.
umawit ka, huminga
Basta't
at
umawit.
lumaya.
Yeah.
Huminga.
at
Huminga,
Huminga.
huminga,
Yeah.
huminga at
Uh,
lumaya.
I stress the iisa because if you don't stress it, then it doesn't mean only one. You don't communicate the real meaning, which is only one. Iisa.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
excellent.
Now Sarge has beautiful words and wonderful vision, but he cannot pronounce iisa.
Come on, Sarge.
Yeah, it's okay. But I'm a great snack eater, so
That's right. There you go.
and I'm a great yes man in the studio, so
So this is
No, but
another.
seriously, the way Celeste, I just want to put this in,
Yes.
the way we were doing things in the final run up. Celeste, Rachel, and I. Rachel from abroad because she's always touring, and Girly Gr Rod is our other producer who's handling things behind the scenes. Celeste and I would find ourselves in the studio, and we would come up with these immediate decisions really that were driven by her experience, her very deep experience in music,
Sure.
and just my appreciation of it growing up. Listening to people like Celeste and also understanding the way Filipino music is written and made. Because if you listen to Manila Sound, if you go back and listen to that song by Hot Dog, there's a very specific kind of sound. A lot of chord changes, with a good rhythm section, really solid rhythm section. You can hear a jazz backbone somewhere.
Yes.
There's jazz. So it's quite specific, and Celeste had thought of particular instruments. Celeste imagined particular turns of musical phrase, and it's all deeply rooted in how we understood the roots of our music, that the lived roots of our music. We didn't study music as though it were a subject. We lived it. We lived it when we were kids.
And it shows.
Pretty apparent, yeah.
Yeah. And that was, I will say, that was Ryan Kebyeb specifically was our go-to influence in when we created our opening song for our Filipino Fridays.
Yeah.
So I wrote the lyrics and Johnny did all the music there. And it was the coconut song. We're like, oh, we need something like this. That, just something
an island
rooted.
feel, with some cool chord changes and then modulations, of course, because we love modulations.
Yes.
Big lush, background strings and horns.
Quite lush,
Yeah.
always lush.
Love it.
No.
Love it.
There's a sort of maximalist sound which we love. We are we fear open spaces. We love to fill it up, and it's part of. We fill up the house with a band, right?
I know.
With a band and 32 dancers, right?
Yeah. I even feel like the original Filipino sound though lends itself to the covers that are chosen that we react to as well, because all the covers are very complex chord changes and sort of that jazzy thing, and very the background music is always so just interesting.
Yeah.
So that's why we have these Fridays, because we like
because that's not on the radio here. The 70s and some of the 90s pop hits, those modulations, the complexities of the chord, it's just like it's all been just dulled down. And that's, I
so
think
it really
that's
gives us something to react to and talk about, because
I think contemporary music does that. Yeah, contemporary music is like that. But if you look at, for example, American music from the 70s and 80s, like Paul Simon, he did a lot of complicated stuff and a lot of lush stuff. So
some of my favorite,
we were. I'd like to think that we were also influenced by that kind of sound, which really broke bounds. You couldn't categorize the way Paul Simon wrote a song, like it would come out of nowhere, but you'd hear Steve Gadd playing and these brilliant bass lines, right?
Yes.
But he was influenced by other parts of the world too, so I think it's cyclical.
Absolutely.
It's just
absolutely, yeah.
So our next scene, arguably the most important because this is the cameo of Celeste in this scene. I was like, there she is. We have to show the scene. So well, what's interesting about this too, other than the beautiful Celeste, is the soundtrack, the scoring of what's taking place. So I thought this was really interesting in just what was chosen, because a lot of the soundtrack in this film leans on the simplicity of the piano, but and then there's some other things woven into it. So let's check this out. This is like percussive, not piano, but there she is.
There. They just needed bodies.
They chose the
But
right
Celeste,
body.
you've been a judge at the NAMSHA events, right? You've been a judge. You've been a judge at these NAMSHA events.
Yes.
You have been many times.
You
I
know,
suppose.
the ladies who were around me, they're all my friends.
This is just a
in
very
both of-
organic. Yeah.
Yeah, in both of our films, whenever we need extras who look well-to-do or what we call mestiza,
Mestiza.
I invite my friends to come, and they love being in our films. They were in Larawan also. They were in our first film, and now they're here. It's like a tradition with my friends.
That's great. Well, and I love. So, who was that? Ryan or you, Sarge, or Ryan's daughter? Who's in charge of that? Like the arrangement of
The
songs?
music, that's Ryan's daughter. That's
That's Karina.
Okay.
Karina. Okay.
Nice.
So what I loved about just even that simple scene, you're setting up, obviously transitioning from one scene to another. There's this little that like arpeggiated. I don't know.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
so there's that gives this little bit of feel of anxiousness, right? Just a little bit, but there's also like a positive excitement with everybody gathering and things like that.
Yeah.
And it struck me it's just how necessary the music is in scenes like that to set up what's to come. And I thought what might be a fun experiment, which I did not tell Johnny about. This involves you, by the way.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit mute. Can you play something that just maybe something that's a little bit darker, a little bit sadder or something? So as we watch it, I
Okay.
just want to hear what a different mood, like how can this is. I just want to express the importance of music choices in a scene. So, all right, so go like maybe a minor version of that or something, and let's see what we get.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna hit play. It's very dark. I don't think things are going to go well anymore.
It's a little bit dark, but yeah.
But that's my point. Is that if you have like the chord construction, the mood, the style, the just like all of that moves you in a movie without you being cognizant of it. I mean that by design,
Yeah.
of course.
For sure.
And so
Yeah,
I
the
love
interesting part
Karina's
about-
choices.
Yeah, is that Celeste and I remember, if you remember this,
Mm. Oh, did we lose Sarge?
So we lost him.
Do you know what story he was about to say?
I have no idea.
He's coming back right now.
okay, I'm back. I'm back.
You are.
The interesting part of that is that when we Celeste and I were deciding, look, we gotta reorient the soundtrack a little bit. Remember this, Celeste? A little bit late.
Yes.
And Karina remains in Edinburgh, where she's studying, taking her PhD in music theory. We had a Zoom call with her, a quick Zoom call, like a 30-minute Zoom call. We explained to her how we saw it, and she comes back, right, with this whole thing and it's
Yeah.
it's instinctive, completely instinctive.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
look at how her father makes music, same thing, it's just completely
Mm-hmm.
instinctive. And actually, I'll have a little something to say about that before we play the last song, because it's this genetic thing about them. I can't explain it, but
Okay.
it's the music explain. Yeah.
Well, before we go to the last song, the Alitaptap, am I saying that
Yeah.
correct, by the way?
Alitaptap.
No.
Alitap.
Oh. No.
I love this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Sarge is like Alma's character, very kind.
I know. Yeah.
Celeste is more like Rachel's character. It's
Rachel's
like,
character. It's like
no, you have to.
Yeah.
Because
But
we're the
if you-
singers. We're the singers. He's just the writer.
Yeah, but the choir is never gonna win if neither of us is there.
that's right. That's
All right,
right.
so please correct me. How do we say it?
Alitaptap.
Alitaptap.
Not you,
Ali-
Sarge. We need to hear it from Celeste.
Alitaptap. Alitaptap.
Alitaptap.
Alitaptap.
Alitaptap.
Alitaptap.
Okay.
It's better. Not quite, but it's better.
Thank you.
Alitaptap.
I will go back.
Alitaptap.
Alitaptap. There's like a
Yeah,
cadence.
that's better.
There's a cadence
That's
to
better.
it.
Yes.
So,
Yeah, there's a
Yes.
musicality to it. Yes.
there are a lot of Tagalog words, Filipino words that are onomatopoeic. They sound like they look. So
Like
if you
what
look at
they
the
are.
firefly,
Yes.
the way it shines, right? It's like staccato, right? So it's alitaptap.
Yes. Yes,
Okay.
Alitaptap.
Yeah, I love the
Sounds
percussive
really
nature of that.
Yeah.
So before we play that song, I said it once correctly. I'm not even gonna try again. We have some behind the scenes photos I want to take a glance at to share.
Nice.
So I don't know if they're exactly in order. They might not be. I mean, just seeing everybody, just obviously having a ball here. This is in the classroom scene,
Yes.
and that's King in the blue shirt, right? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. Okay.
What King? Yeah. That's King.
Yeah, that's King.
Behind the scenes. Oh, that scene.
Oh,
it was great.
She's cute.
Is this the choir or is this?
I think
That
so.
is the
yes.
choir. That is the choir.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
That is the choir.
That is the choir and some of the alumni of the choir because they'd hang around.
Yes.
Ah, sure.
Yeah.
This great scene.
Mhm.
He's not doing it right. He's standing up too tall. And there he is. There's,
Yep.
Yes. Oh, that's
Interesting.
amazing. Oh, they did such a good job.
They did.
There's King.
And that's King. That's King.
Yes. Next to Maury. All right, and then here we have.
That's Alma,
That's-
isn't it?
That
Is that
is
Yes.
no, that is not Alma, but that's Girly.
Gurley
Yeah,
is
Second,
second
second.
from the left, right? This is Gurley.
Yes, that's the one. That's Girly.
Okay.
And that's Sarge.
That's
And that's Sarge, huh? Yeah.
The guy on the far right is
Mhm.
Gardy. He's sort of he's the cultural sort of pillar of Loboc.
Loboc.
Ah.
So he's a
okay.
great impresario of art. In fact, his character makes a cameo in the very last scene. Where he allows the kids their time and he tells the kids to take their time and that it's their stage. Gardy has forever been a supporter of the arts and is a
Yes.
champion of the
That's
arts.
amazing.
He's
Amazing.
A lot of respect.
Okay, so this is, I think, going into the last
into the
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was shot in Manila already. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they're setting up there.
yeah.
And this is from the scene we just saw
Yes.
with that very dark and sinister score that Johnny played.
I want to do that more. That was fun.
Where the ghosts of World War II sort of sing along with the choir.
That was in the Metropolitan Theater. This is a newly restored theater. That was first built before the war, before World War II.
Oh, wow.
An Art
So,
Deco theater.
Yes. It's a beautiful Art Deco theater. there's King again.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I think, during what we're about to see, the
Yes,
last song.
that's yes.
And I wanted to show this with, again, without giving anything away, but I think this is so important.
That's the last scene.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
this
the epilogue. No, yeah.
the epilogue, yes, and most importantly, we needed
There's
to show this
Al.
picture. Here she is. So this is the woman that no cuts, no auditions, just with love and perseverance and everything cultivated all of this. So it's just awesome to see her that the who Maury plays in the film. Okay. So, on to... I don't even want to say it. The last song? I'm so afraid to say it wrong now.
Try, give yourself a chance.
Alitaptap.
There you go. There.
Yes.
So the,
All
the,
right.
the interesting part about this last song is that,
Yes.
well, of course, Ryan Cayabyab composed this, and originally there was just the main part of the song that was the main song, right? If you listen to this song, there is a sort of a prelude, right, to the main song. There's an intro, right, and that intro is sort of constructed differently. And when I think Celeste was the one who asked me to write a sort of lengthen the song by adding that intro because it would be the choir's sort of performance. Everyone, like myself, Ryan, Celeste, we all understood what it meant, to have a choir song and to have a sort of lengthened intro because that's how choir songs are made, right? So when Ryan wrote it and composed it, and when Krina arranged it, it was exactly how we all figured it should come together as a choir song. It was like, a textbook choir song where you had to have an intro that showed off a kind of drama that built to the final climax of the song. It was just understood, and it was that kind of instinctive understanding, between us, as artists, in separate areas of work and life, that just understood what it meant to have that kind of introduction to a song, even the length of the lines, etc., etc. And as I mentioned in the last week, Ryan doesn't touch any of the lines.
I was just going to ask. So you wrote the lyrics again, right? And
Yeah,
you took
and
them
he doesn't
as
say,
you presented.
Never told me, can you add one more word? Can you add one more syllable?
Yeah.
Can you cut this? He never said that. He just came out with the song, and we were all like, really?
Yeah,
Like,
it's amazing.
really?
It's amazing.
Really completely amazing.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
the relationship between composer and director is so important. And I just watched the John Williams documentary. I mean, obviously, John Williams has done so many worked with Steven Spielberg for the most part. And Steven was just like, sometimes John's interpretation shows me a different version of the movie that I never thought of, and that becomes the new version that he sees in his mind. So it's how you can influence others.
In the Filipino context, it's a little bit different because we sort of think like a community. There's a big community feel, especially among artists. So that when you say something, the intent is understood right away. It's uncanny. There's a sort of, yeah, I know what you mean. I get what you mean.
Right.
It's just like that little dance number in that small house, right? When the band dances, right?
right.
Like, we know what to play. We know what we're gonna do because this is how we feel, and we all feel this way, and this is how we interpret it into music. And you think it's great in theory, but when it really happens, and Ryan comes out, and it happens, and Krina comes out, and it happens, it's just amazing because you understand. You begin to understand, even as a Filipino, that's lived here forever. It's really part of our blood. It's really part of how we feel things. Yeah.
That's
amazing.
really incredible.
Yeah.
Very quick before we play that, because I'm so enjoying the company and the conversation.
Yes.
I don't mean to
I know.
leave out our supporters. Thank you so much, CK, for your super chat. Thank you, Ismaili Ramos, for your incredible 2 huge supportive super sticker chats. Thank you so much. We're happy to have you here, and we appreciate you doing that.
Yeah, there was one coffee that I forgot to mention too. This is from Random Rat from Disneyland. It's AKA our member Art. His name is Art.
He changes his name all the time.
Thank you for promoting me all these years, Sarge.
Thank you,
Random Rat from Disneyland.
Celeste, for correcting, my 40-year-old misheard lyrics. Oh my god.
That's great.
And I'm sorry to the Disney company also.
Here we go.
Goodness. Oh my goodness.
All right. Oh, I should probably put the sound back on, because I don't think
that's an
Dark and
important
Sinister
element
is
of
really what we're going for this time.
Have sound. Yeah.
Even though there's an unspoken understanding with this. I feel
is where Alma goes up the stage and suddenly is stricken by self-doubt, and all these memories flood into her mind right before she mounts the stage.
And last week, if you missed last week, go back and watch where we had Rachel Alejandro with us. That song, that pivotal song that I think that Rachel's character bringing Alma, Morissette's character, out of that too, led to this moment as well. It's just really, really awesome. And of course, go watch the movie. More importantly, June 25th in the Philippines in the cinemas. And everybody, if they can, should fly to Houston for May 1st.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
All right, here we go. Taking that leap, everything she's been through.
Mm-hmm.
Si Alma! Asawa ko! Kibaw ko! Asawa ko!
The joy.
Cute.
Pagsapit ng dapit hapon, kami ay nagtitipon-tipon sa ilalim ng talisay, sa tabi ng panahon. Dumadaloy ang araw, bumibilog ang buwan, kay sarap sanang humimig, yakap-yakap ang ulan habang dumaraan ang ilog, malayong dagat ang handungan.
Ang galing.
Minsa'y nakakasilaw ang ilaw ng mga alaala, ngunit dahan muna, limutin muna natin ang lahat. Tayo ay mga tala o mga munting alitaptap. Kapag tayo'y kumikislit, akala mo'y munting idlat. Di ba't ito ang ating pangarap?
Oof.
Nasabay tayong pumikit, nasabay tayong
Oh. Nice. Beautiful.
So well written and performed. A couple things, if I may. First of all, no, I didn't cry. I see that in the chat.
He did the first time he saw it. Sorry.
I actually held it together well as the whole thing came. Watching, because Johnny and I had the opportunity to see this in advance and set this up. But this moved me, of course, seeing our beloved Maury in tears. It obviously affects that. And her facial expressions in the moment, while still maintaining the grace and the elegant movement of the director. I mean, it's just so well balanced and well executed on her part. It wasn't, for me, until like all that was building, and I don't want to give anything away, but the epilogue is like, bam, hit me. It was just, I'm getting teary-eyed thinking about it. It's just the reality check of that. This was all so true. It's not just this fantastical,
right,
whimsical magic, like, oh, the underdog, they made it, yay, you know, and that's awesome. That happens every day in sports and everything else, but the community connection in the music, and then capturing this soundtrack and the lyric. Sarge, you're brilliant lyricist, and I'm only going by the English translation, which is never as poetically true.
Well, you know, I have a good teacher in Celeste, and I just want to say, not really. The creative producers Celeste and Rachel have been such a great inspiration. I just want to say, you know, she's something you would never want to disappoint. You know,
I was heartbroken when I said Tagalog wrong earlier. I can't imagine what it is to write a song with her.
No, but seriously, it was, you know, I think that we all did it for the kids at the end of it.
Yeah.
And at the bottom of it was, these kids were, you know, you had to do it for the kids. You know, you know, you're a writer, you're a musician, you're a singer, you're a producer, and these kids are from this little town, right?
Yeah.
And they have natural talent. You just got to give it back to them, you know. So, yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, well, I was the first time I saw it, and this time I was immediately struck by the song and just how unique the composition was. It's starting with almost like the sort of discordal, a lot of clusters in the, you know, a lot of It kind of just gave more of an anticipatory, you know, just a suspenseful intro. Then it breaks into the, you know, the heavenly sound, and I love that. I mean, beautiful. I mean, that sort of augmented, just lifting up.
Yeah.
I thought
it's
it was
a very Filipino progression, also. You know, to have that kind of augmentation.
Oh, wait,
sorry,
Celeste.
Celeste, you're muted. No, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was the first time that I'm going to say this to Sarge. When I would be reading script, I would have many comments, and I'd tell that to him and all that. But when I started reading his lyrics, especially for Alitaptap, I had nothing else to say. I just thought they were so beautiful, and that he is very brilliant in lyrics writing. First time that I'm telling this to Sarge.
Oh, thank you. His first time I'm hearing it. Thank you. Thank you. I feel like I graduated from high school finally. No, that's our dynamic, and it's a beautiful dynamic because we can joke with each other. You know, we can tease each other, but when we're sitting there, we're really focused on everything, and we really say what
Only
we
in
mean.
lyrics. Only in lyrics. Only in
Yeah,
lyrics.
see what I mean? See what I mean?
By the way, Celeste,
I really love Sarge. I really get to work very well with him. It's
Thank you so
amazing
much.
how well we work together.
it's
Yeah.
evident in the result of this
No, yeah.
beautiful thing. I mean, watching this, I'm compelled to go visit I have to experience this choir live, and I want to behold that's just like another one on the list. Like, we have to go here and experience.
Bohol is beautiful.
Oh.
It's beautiful. There's a
And
side
the
view of
river,
Bohol.
the river is it's emerald and it's beautiful and it's
The river
magical.
is fantastic. It's indescribable.
Yeah.
It's amazing how something completely untouched can be in a and a few minutes away is a crazy beach where you can have your tequilas and have your margaritas and have fun, but an hour away is this beautiful stretch of river, with actual fireflies and these kids singing. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's something.
We can't wait to experience it firsthand. I mean, it's going to happen. This has just been, and this, we've been wanting to go anyway, but then you see a film like this and just the beauty, the stories, the dynamics. It's just like,
Yeah.
You can't not, because you feel teleported just through the film because of the intimacy that you captured. You guys,
It's gonna happen.
thank
Yes.
you. Thank you for
Bravo.
sharing this to the world and putting this together. And
you.
persevering through the pandemic, like all the hardships you had to everything was on delay and like all of that. So to know that you had to complete this, I think is amazing.
Yeah. And
Thank
thanks for
you.
letting us be a part of this. Thanks for being on our show. And go ahead,
Thank you
Celeste.
for love. Thank you.
How do I say that? How do you say it's you're welcome.
Walang anuman.
Walang anumang. Salamat.
Yes.
Walang anumang. It's no bother.
Yes,
It's
no
our
bother.
pleasure.
It's nothing. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Thank you everybody for being here today. We will have links to the event in May 1st, and we'll put reminders out as we approach June 25th, making sure everybody goes and sees and support this as it becomes available. Hopefully it'll become available, I don't know, HBO or something around the world at some point. Netflix, are you listening?
That's gonna come out. Streaming. That's gonna roll in next year.
Yes. Oh, that's so good to hear. So we're happy to play a small part in promoting this, and we will continue to do so. Thank you guys for putting your heart into your work and what you do.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
our
you.
pleasure.
Our pleasure, absolutely. So everyone, that is it for where's my outro? I don't even want to play the outro. I could just be a firefly on the wall and listen to these two go at it all day.
Good one.
Dad jokes galore. But seriously, thank you everybody for joining us today. Thank you for the super chats. I see another one came in from Ismaili Ramos. Thank you again. You're incredible. We appreciate that. Thank you for all of the coffees.
Zania, thank you for your 3 coffees. Good morning, everyone, she says. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Salamat Zapa Cafe as well. And next week is our Politas special. Please be sure to, in the comments, let us know which songs are your favorite. And we're going to react to them next week and explore her career. So have an amazing weekend, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys. Bye.
Mwah.